Well, she called Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker a wife abuser, and now DNC Chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz is trying to backtrack. She said this: "I shouldn't have used the words that I used. That shouldn't detract from the broader point that I was making, that Scott Walker's policies have been bad for Wisconsin women." But she never really actually apologized for those comments that many say went too far. Here they are.
Walker has given women the back of his hand. And there is no, I know that is stark, I know that is direct, but that is reality. What Republican Tea Party extremists like Scott Walker are doing is they're grabbing us by the hair and pulling us back.
Well, here to respond is the governor's right-hand woman. The Lieutenant Governor of Wisconsin, Rebecca Kleefisch, joins us this morning. Good morning, Lieutenant Governor. What was your initial reaction when you heard those comments?
Well, I was shocked. They're horrible, hideous remarks where she belittles the victims of domestic violence in order to score cheap political points. And the fact is, Mary Burke, the woman for whom she was in Wisconsin, is not even denouncing these things. You know, you heard the non-apology apology coming out of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Where is Mary Burke on this? We, as women of Wisconsin, are waiting for her to stand up for us and say, I stand with the victims of domestic violence, and I stand against Debbie Wasserman Schultz's horrible remarks.
And what did you think after hearing her apology, the statement that I began with?
It's not an apology. An apology means saying you're sorry. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz not only did not do that, but she's certainly not encouraging Mary Burke to come out and apologize or denounce her remarks, as she should. Governor Scott Walker has a sterling record on women's issues, but on top of that, on helping victims of domestic violence. This last year alone, if you take a look at the commitment he has made to Wisconsin women, ending human trafficking with a bill that he signed, cracking down on restraining order loopholes, and on top of that, spending about $15 million in order to further protect and expand services for victims of domestic violence. Here is a governor who cares deeply about victims of domestic abuse, and apparently Mary Burke won't stand with the women of Wisconsin and denounce these remarks.
Look, the clock is ticking on those remarks if they are yet to come. But, you know, Debbie Wasserman Schultz has been known to make some comments that made some people's eyebrows raise. Take a listen.
You have the Republicans who want to literally drag us all the way back to Jim Crow laws. Deeply embedded in too many of the Republicans in the House of Representatives is a threat of bigotry that is appalling.
What the Republicans are doing is dangerous for Israel. They're undermining Israel's security.
The Republicans are engaged in their circular firing squad and embracing extremism and running as far to the right as humanly possible.
I mean, we're talking the head of the DNC here. What message overall does that send about the party?
Apparently that they can't find a high-quality leader with a little bit of class and a little bit of a filter, because you can differ on politics all day long, but there used to be some sort of standard by which you had an eloquent political debate. There is nothing eloquent about the shameful remarks that come out of her mouth, and there is nothing eloquent about Mary Burke's remarks of simply saying, you know, I guess I probably wouldn't have put it that way. We need a forceful denouncement of the statements made by Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Debbie Wasserman Schultz came into Wisconsin to support Mary Burke. Mary Burke needs to stand with the women of Wisconsin and Governor Scott Walker and support women who are victims of domestic violence and say, hey, listen, this is absolutely unacceptable, shameful, disgusting to belittle victims and try and score votes.
Right. Well, we thank you for those clear comments today, Lieutenant Governor of Wisconsin, Rebecca Kleefisch. We thank you for being with Fox and Friends. We'll stand by for those
Thanks so much,
future
Elizabeth.
apologies.